Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Onyechukwu. On today's tutorial I want to teach peplum top. Have you heard of it? Peplum top fits here and flays out. At times you use flay, you use gather, so many other options. Okay, it fits every figure, both big, small, tiny, fats, so it fits everyone. It's not just only peplum that I'm gonna do. I'll add it overlap and long belts that you tie. After tying it, it looks so okay. And if you are new to my channel, I thank you for coming for the first time. Thank you and welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and tell your friends about me. If you are old to my channel, thank you very much for coming back always. So with me here I have my measurements: shoulder 14, bust 44, under bust 37, waist 36, and length 25. Okay, so we have from shoulder to under bust is 14, and we have from shoulder to waist as 17. So these are the measurements we need to move on. We have the pattern paper, we have the marker, which you've seen already to make the writings big. We have scissors, we have cutter, we have cuffs and ruler. Then the soft measurement tape. Our half length, from shoulder to waist is 17. I'll measure out 17 and add half-inch seam allowance. I am doing the back first. I want to do the back first. So I mark my shoulder, use my ruler. I'll use my ruler to get out the lines. Mark my shoulder again, add the half-inch. Let me try. Mark my armpits, my armpit line, which is 9. I'm using 9. My armpit line 9. Bring down my ruler. And join the armpit lines. Okay, I'm joining it. This is for the armpit line. So on this line now, this is the shoulder line. On this shoulder line, I get my 14 divided by 2 is 7. Remember, this is the back and it's assumed that here is folded. When you now unfold, you get your left and your right. This is 7. I mark 7 on the shoulder line. Come down on the armpit line and I mark my 7 also. Take my ruler. Don't mind my long ruler. And join. You see how it looks? And I'll use one of the curves to do my armpits. Line it like this and mark. This is my armhole line. Okay, so the bust is 44. 44 divided by 4 is 11. On the armhole line, that is where you are getting your 44. This is my armhole line. So I get my 11, mark, and I add my seam allowance. I usually add seam allowance 1.5, because half, I'll use half to turn my lining and use 1 to shape the dress. So this is it. And down here on the half length, I will mark 11 also. I did not use the waist because I will have to dart my clothes. So I did the same thing up and down. Then I join the lines. This is the line, and I'll now join this. Remember, this is 1.5. Half in here is for turning of the lining and 1 is for the shaping. So this is it, and I'll do my darts, place my soft tape again, and I'll get my upper dart line, which is 8. I usually use 8 for a normal height person. And from center, I'll mark my 4, come down to this place, mark my 4, then use my ruler to join the both lines. This is the dark line. Then from the center I take out 1, from the side I take out 1, and I use my ruler to join. This is the way I do my dance, and it fits very well. Okay, this is that for the back. Then for a round neck, I take out 3 for shoulder, and I'll dip my neck by 2 inches. So I take the neck dip by 2 inches, and I use this curve to make my neck. I'm trying to see if I can get, if this one does not work, I get another curve, trying to see what will work for me. The best way you curve is either you do it this way or you do it this way. Another way, I want to dip it by 2. You mark here again, use your straight ruler and get it. Okay, join it this way. These are the ways I do my neck, and I'll use my hands to curve. If you don't have the curves, because it's not all tailors that have the curve. Okay, this is free hand. I think I prefer it as an African, as a Nigerian, but you can equally use your curve like this, whichever way to get your neck. Okay, so then these are the various ways I do my neck. I can take any one I prefer here. Anyone goes well. So this is my back, and I will always slant my shoulder by 1/2 inch. Measure the 1/2 inch, put your ruler this way and mark, because the shoulder tends to tilt towards the outside, towards the arm, the hand. That is why I slanted. That's the way I do my shoulder. So the next thing I do is to cut out the pattern, then place it on my fabric and cut. Let's go. Yes, this is my pattern. So let me show you how it's gonna look if you dart your clothes, how it is going to look. This is how it's gonna look if you dart it this way. This is your pattern. Time to do the fronts. I have my ruler and my marker again, my cutter. Measure out my 17.5. Mark, measure it out, mark, and out, I mark. Use my long ruler and join all the lines. This is my shoulder line. So remember I told you initially that I'm doing an overlapped top. So for the overlap, I'll take 6 inches. You can take more than that. At times I do 4. It depends on how open you want it. So on this one, I'll do 6 inches, then add my 1/2 inch for seam allowance. So this is my 6 inches. I'll dot it throughout, use my ruler and join it. Okay, I think I didn't do this well. It's 6 plus 1/2. Then use my ruler and join. This 6.5 inch is for the overlap. Then from here I get my shoulder, which is 14 divided by 2. From the overlap line, get my shoulder And from here I mark again 7, and I'll use this to get my armhole line. And I mark 9, I mark again 9. This 9 is for my armhole line. Use my ruler and join. And this is for the shoulder. I join. And I'll use my curve to get my fine armhole curve. Okay. So, but if you don't have the curve, don't mind, it's not difficult. Just use your normal tape from this junction, this point of intersection. Use your soft measurement tape and mark 2 inches. And from here, you can join it to the armhole line in a curved manner and join it to the shoulder line in a curved manner. This is the way I do my armhole before I got my curves. So this is it. Then the next thing I do is to take out my neck. I use 3 for the back shoulder, so I have to use 3 again for the front shoulder. That is my 3. And for here, I'll use 8 inches for the overlap. So, and the usual thing I do, this is my overlap. Remember, I use 6 inches plus half seam allowance. I mark either 1 or 3/4. It depends on the size or as the spirit leads. So I'm taking out 1 inch now, and from this 1 inch I will join it to the center. This is the way I do it. Join it to the center here. Okay, and from here I'm using this ruler. If I don't have this, I'll use my free hands and join it. Okay, this is it. It crossed the neck. That's my 3, and this is my 8. This is my 8 down to this line. This is the overlap. So from here, from this remember, this is the center. This small thing you're seeing here is for the overlap, so don't mistake it for anything. It's for the overlap. So from here I get my 4 again for that. And from the shoulder, you know, I use it for the back. For this front, because my under bust is 14 and my middle bust will be somewhere around 10, I don't want the dart to come up to the bust point, so I'll use 12. And from here I mark my 4, use my ruler to join it. This is for front darts. So it depends on the size of the person's bust. If the person is too busty, I tend to use 1.5, but this person is not too busty, so I'll use 1. Mark 1 here, mark 1 by the center. Use my ruler, straight ruler, to join. Okay, so the bust is 44/11. I marked my 11 and my 1.5 seam allowance and turning of lining allowance, and the same thing here on the waistline, 11 and 1.5 inch allowance. Join it, and this is the seam allowance. I like doing everything at once. So don't forget to always slant your shoulder by 1/2 inch. Please don't forget that. This is my 1/2 inch. I slant my shoulder. Okay, I'm done with everything on the drafting. You can see it's very simple. And I got this is my overlap pattern. That's the way I do it, and don't forget to notch here. If you don't notch, you may forget where your center starts. I notched it. Okay, so let me also show you how that will look like after drafting the pattern. This is it. You can see how it cuts. This is where the bust will enter. Very beautiful. I want to do the peplum. I have my waist as 36. Okay, plus, okay, sorry, 36 divided by 4 is 9. That is the normal waist. But remember, I added overlap, which is 6 inches. So 6 inches plus the 9 inches, the normal waist, is 15. So I want to draft the peplum now for the waist. So I'll now mark 8.5. Mark my 8.5. I want to do 360 degrees peplum, or what some other people call umbrella flip. I'm trying to mark 8 all along. Sorry, 8.5, not 8. Trying to mark my 8.5. Try to join it. Okay, use my tape. Remember, we need 15 as the circumference. Okay, it's 14, but I think after cutting, on fabric, it stretches, so I don't want to be oversized. I don't want it to be oversized. So I'll do the half length, which is 17. I added seam allowance half up, and the length is 25. I added another half down for the sewing. I measure and I get 9. So I'll now use 9 all through for the peplum. So this is folded into 4. Don't forget that. That is my peplum. Okay, that is my peplum. Let me show you how it looks. This is it. You now attach it here. You have to attach this here. That is my peplum.